and your muse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
I'm starved. Bon appetit. When you fall in love, it's as if you are inventing love. And because both women are ambushed by the feelings they have for one another, not only because they're the same sex, but because they're from different classes, different sets of experience, and there's a huge age gap between them. They don't have a name for it. They don't know what they're feeling. And I think that happens when anyone falls in love for the first time.
It's just two very human people, and I think if people can see the film and feel something for these two characters and have empathy for them and who hasn't experienced heartbreak and love and I think that's what the film does. It breaks that down. It's not, oh, these are two women. It's just two humans who are in love and trying to get through that.
What do you do on Sundays?
Nothing in particular. What do you do?
Oh, nothing lately. I mean, if you'd like to come visit me sometime, you're welcome to. At least there's some pretty country around where I live. Would you like to come visit me this Sunday?
Yes.
I was one who never felt that the sort of symbolic notions of gender would ever be able to accept or understand homosexuality, particularly for men, you know, where masculinity was so at stake in notions of homosexuality. And I have to say, I've been surprised. I think films about women in general have a problem, and I think the studios have a kind of repeated amnesia about the fact that people actually want to see films about women and they can be profitable.
I think the great thing about Todd's filmmaking is that he's almost made Romeo and Juliet, or Juliet and Juliet. Todd is so elastic in his frames of reference. You know, the last time I acted in a film for him, I was playing Bob Dylan. You know, so he has no boundaries. And the great thing about working with him and working with Sandy Powell and working with Rooney is that there's no line over which one shall not cross, and there's no judgment. It's not an agitprop piece of filmmaking that's describing a certain set of experience. It's more beautiful and elastic and open than that, I think.
People are fascinated by sex in general. I mean, yeah, I guess there might be a little bit more of that because it's two women, but I've been fetishized with my sex scenes with men as well. Every other person in the world has the same parts, so it's like, shouldn't it be that shocking to see them? You see them every day. Every other person sees them every other day, so nudity to me is just like, it's not a big deal.
I think as soon as you start watching the film, you realise that's one element. And the great thing about the scene, it was very, very important to the building block of telling of the story that it took place. It wasn't gratuitous, it's not titillating, but hopefully it's erotic and full of yearning and incredible intimacy. I've been married for 18 years. I'm straight. Who cares? I don't have to talk about my sexuality all the time. And I have access to a wide range of work because I don't talk about my private life. But somehow, if you're gay, it's meant to be front and centre of who you are. And I can understand if you're a gay, lesbian, transgender actor, that you don't want that to be the only, aspect to who you are as a performer.
People have asked me a lot about the progress of gay legislation and political and cultural awareness and acceptance. Meanwhile, we're backtracking on women's issues and women's reproductive health, and the unbelievable focus on women's bodies by the far right in the United States is an unrelenting campaign that's incredibly successful, while race and gay marriage become the sort of focus of discussion. But I think that generation that's the most concerned about it is dying out. And, there's a recent poll that just said that more Americans would be comfortable with a gay president than a Christian evangelical president. And that just shows a remarkable shift in attitudes over the last 5-10 years at the most.
Hello, my darling. Guess what I brought you? No? You never guess.